Raging waters, Seven Peaks Salt Lake. Well, however you remember it, it was once a beacon of summer fun for thousands of Utahns. But as Mike and the KSL investigators found, this now abandoned property has become a magnet for mischief for teens seeking social media fame.
Yeah, Deanie, the old water park has seen some vandalism the past couple of years, even a couple of fires. But what the vacant property has seen in just the past 30 days or so, very, very different. COVID may have a lot more people on social media, TikTok especially. But when your teen says that they're going to the water park this summer, they want to ask a few follow-up questions.
More than 100 feet above ground, and there is something beautifully eerie about this old and abandoned water park. The colors have faded, the slides are dry. And if the razor-sharp blades on this rundown fence don't get the point across, now let me spell things out for you here, because you, and you, and you, and you, and oh yeah, I'm looking at you. Well, not a single one of you is welcome.
I was shocked when I heard what had happened.
Now, the lady in shock there is Megan, the mother of a 15-year-old girl who got all caught up in the social media trend, #7Peaks.
It's dangerous.
Showing teens breaking into the dilapidated park. They are skating, they are sliding, they're tagging, they're hiding, even hanging by their fingertips 10+ feet over a waterless pool.
Just fun. It's something they see on social media. I don't think they realize the consequences of what could happen.
Now, the obvious consequences are broken bones, cuts, bruises, maybe a concussion, right? But the consequence for her daughter at 10 o'clock at night on May 12th,
a shot was fired.
Easily could have cost the 15-year-old her life.
You've got guns pointed at you. You have people telling you they are going to kill you, hurt you, and their friends.
Now, if it seems like mom is exaggerating a bit,
they had a gun pointed at them.
She is not.
And had their stuff stolen. So bad things are going to happen if you're here trespassing.
Salt Lake City police backing up the story. 14 teens messing around the park when a couple of juveniles showed up, pulled a gun, and demanded their stuff. In the end, the teens were okay. The suspects caught, but police...
Your kids shouldn't have been here in the first place.
Well, police are frustrated.
If they hadn't have been here in the first place, none of that would have happened.
Through a public records request, the KSL investigators got an idea of just how often police are called out to this abandoned park. Over the past year, they average about 6 calls a month. But with the pandemic shutting down schools, kids appear to have a little more free time. Just take a look at the graph here. Once we hit the month of May, nearly 8 times the average, responding to calls of vandalism, assault, robbery, theft, and an overwhelming number of people trespassing.
Just come in with their bolt cutters, their wire cutters.
Now, the piece of vandalized wire you're looking at is just one of 27 holes in this chain link protecting the park. For months, roaming the property was a part-time job for CBI security, but with the influx in trespassing,
the graffiti is just grows and grows.
They have been hired by the city full-time, and taxpayers are footing the bill.
Unfortunately, we've had to increase security because of the illegal entry into the property.
Lisa Schaefer is Chief Administrative Officer for Salt Lake City and says after 7 Peaks shut down a couple of years ago, they negotiated a deal with the company Blue Island Group to take over and operate the park. Problem is, Schaefer says the company walked away from their obligations in the contract. KSL investigators reached out to Blue Island Group for answers, but no response.
You know, the responsibility and the amount of upkeep and repairs that they were about to take on was a little more than they anticipated, I think.
Which means for now, the city is responsible for this old, rundown 17-acre magnet for social media. While parents like Megan believe that means more security,
just want the city to take more action on this park.
Police believe all the trespassing, the skating, the sliding, the tagging, and the hiding
know what your kids are doing.
Does not fall squarely on their shoulders.
If you come across that your kid is doing that, you need to have a conversation with them.
A conversation which, by the way...
Did she know she was going there? Did she tell you that that's what she was going to do?
I don't want to answer that one.
May involve a few uncomfortable questions.
And security guards will now be at the park 24 hours a day, including an armed guard at night. That's costing the city some money, and that bill could grow until the city decides what to do with the property. Schaefer tells us that they are considering legal action against Blue Island Group for not following through on their contract. We started looking into this story after we received a tip. If you have something you believe needs to be investigated, Send us a tip through KSLinvestigates.com or the number on your screen right there, 385-707-6153. You ask, KSL Investigates.